Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I am so pumped you're here today because, wow, we are looking at a piece of tech that has been absolutely flooding the audio market with buzz lately. Our focus today? The CMF Buds Pro 2. These are true wireless earbuds that are boldly claiming to deliver premium audiophile-grade features, but completely skipping that premium price tag. So are they a genuine audio revolution, or is this just really clever marketing? Well, let's dive right into this and separate the hype from the reality.
But before we even get to the device itself, let's just ask a super fundamental question. Do you really need to drop $200, or honestly sometimes nearly $300, just to get great audio on the go? You know, for years, the major tech giants have kind of conditioned us to believe that things like high-res audio, active noise cancellation, and seamless connectivity are these exclusive luxury features that absolutely demand a luxury budget. But the landscape is shifting, and it's shifting fast. New challengers are stepping up to test that exact assumption.
$49. Yep, just $49. That is the exceptionally low price point of the CMF Buds Pro 2. Now I want you to keep this number firmly anchored in your mind for the rest of this explainer. Literally everything we are about to discuss today, every single feature, every piece of hardware, and yeah, even every customer complaint has to be weighed against this $50 barrier.
Section 1. The Budget Audio Challenger. Disrupting the market.
Okay, so to really understand this product, we first have to understand the brand behind it. CMF is actually a sub-brand of Nothing, you know, that London-based tech company famous for those crazy transparent phones and their whole mission to make tech fun again. CMF stands for Color, Material, Finish, and their stated goal? To completely remove the barriers between people and technology by offering really intuitive products without all that confusing tech speak. They are positioning the Buds Pro 2 as a massive disruptor, and this quote right here, this brilliantly shows the kind of waves they're making. This is from a verified buyer who literally dropped their expensive AirPods in the toilet, bought these as a cheap, quick replacement, and actually ended up preferring them. They noted the sound quality was just as good, if not better. I mean, when a $49 pair of earbuds starts genuinely replacing premium market leaders for people, you know for sure there's something worth paying attention to.
Section 2. Standout specs and features. What's under the hood? So how exactly are they pulling this off? Let's break down the standout specs. Honestly, at first glance, this spec sheet reads like a device 3 times the price. The acoustic setup here is surprisingly robust. The Buds Pro 2 use a dual driver system. You've got an 11mm driver that is dedicated purely to pushing really deep ultra bass, and then that's paired with a 6mm micro tweeter that handles all your high frequencies. So what does that mean for you? It means those thumping lows aren't going to muddy up your crisp mids and highs. Plus, they support LDAC lossless transmission. For all the audiophiles out there, LDAC basically triples the audio bandwidth compared to standard Bluetooth, which means you actually retain those super subtle, high-res details in your favorite tracks.
And the crazy numbers just keep coming. You are getting a massive 43 hours of total playtime with the case and a staggering 11 hours of continuous use on a single charge. Forget to plug them in? No worries. A quick 10-minute blast in the case gives you 3 whole hours of playback. Throw in an IP55 waterproof rating, meaning they'll easily survive your sweatiest workout or a sudden downpour, and Bluetooth 5.3 with multi-point connection, letting you link to your phone and your laptop at the exact same time. It's just an absolutely incredible package for the price.
Section 3. Breaking down the smart dial. A unique spin. Now, specs aside, there is one totally unique physical feature that completely separates these from the sea of identical plastic earbuds out there: the smart dial. It sits right on the corner of the charging case, and it isn't just some cute design quirk. It's a fully functional, programmable control hub. Here's exactly how it works. Without ever needing to reach up, tap your ears, and risk messing up that secure seal, you can just reach into your pocket. Step 1. Turn the dial to smoothly adjust your volume. Step 2. Press the dial down to toggle your noise cancellation, mute your mic on a Zoom call, or wake up your voice assistant. Step 3. Worried you'll accidentally bump it in your pocket? Just double press to lock the controls. It is so intuitive, and frankly, it's a feature we don't even see on the ultra-premium options. Reviewer Kong1192 really hit the nail on the head here, saying the smart dial acts as a brilliant remote controller. And let's be totally honest with ourselves, the tactile satisfaction of turning a physical metal dial, it makes for a fantastic fidget toy while you're sitting at your desk. It's just a small, playful touch that adds a ton of practical value to your daily routine.
Section 4. Noise Cancellation Reality Check. Testing the limits.
All right, we've hyped up the marketing and the on-paper specs enough. Now it's time for a reality check. When a $50 product promises 50 decibel adaptive hybrid active noise cancellation, we really have to ask,
Does it actually hold up out in the wild? Well, the crucial thing here is understanding the limits of budget tech. For your standard office hum or the rumble of a bus commute, users say it works incredibly well. But if you test it against extreme environments, like reviewer Randy Browning, who literally wore these while operating a chainsaw and a circular saw, the ANC gets, quote, wonky. It really struggles to adapt to sudden, overwhelmingly sharp noises. So yeah, it's good, but it's definitely not going to replace your heavy-duty ear protection or outclass a $300 flagship model on a noisy construction site.
And we see a pretty similar story with the transparency mode. The brand totally hypes up its smart ambient sound recognition to keep you alert, but real users, like a reviewer named Chance, note that the pass-through audio actually sounds incredibly hollow. Like, if you're listening to an audiobook with transparency turned on, it can kind of sound like the narrator is talking to you through a cardboard paper towel tube. Another user mentioned that while they could hear their coworkers fine, their own voice sounded weirdly muffled to them. So the feature is there and it functions, but it definitely lacks that natural, invisible magic you get with higher-end transparency modes.
Section 5. What real customers say. The aggregate view. Now, to get the most objective picture possible, we can't just rely on a few isolated stories, right? We need to zoom out and look at the big picture. What is the broader consensus from the thousands of people who actually shelled out their own hard-earned money for these? Out of over 2,600 global ratings, a massive 72% are 5-star reviews. Throw in the 13% sitting at 4 stars, and mathematically, that is an overwhelming majority of highly satisfied buyers. Only a combined 9% of users gave it 2 stars or below. So the data clearly shows that for the vast majority of folks, this isn't just good for the price, it's simply a great product, period.
Take reviewer Gadget Dad, for instance. This guy is an admitted audiophile with a background in home theater calibration, and he states plainly that these are simply the best earbuds by far at this price point. And a huge driver of all this love is the Nothing X companion app. Unlike so many budget earbuds that give you a clunky app, or honestly no app at all, the Nothing app provides this deep, incredibly intuitive customization. We're talking a 5-level bass adjustment and a sophisticated equalizer so you can literally dial in your absolute perfect soundstage. It's a real game changer.
But in the spirit of a true balanced explainer, we do have to flip the coin. A recurring theme in the critical feedback is the physical fit. Some users found that even using the absolute largest ear tips included in the box, the buds just wouldn't stay secure in their ears. Because the case only gives you 3 standard sizes, small, medium, and large, if your ear shape happens to fall outside of those standard parameters, you might find them popping out while you're on a run.
And then, well, there is the elephant in the room, reliability. Digging through the data, 164 different reviews specifically called out reliability issues. Some users mentioned that the earbuds would just randomly drop the Bluetooth connection for like 30 seconds before finding it again. Others reported full-on hardware failures, like the charging case completely dying after just a few months of light use, or one earbud permanently giving up the ghost. When you buy budget tech, quality control is often the hidden tax, and the data tells us that a small but very real percentage of users did end up with defective units.
Section 6. The final verdict. Balancing the scales.
So, we've looked at the flashy marketing, we've broken down the raw specs, and we've sifted through thousands of real-world experiences. It is time to bring this explainer home and tally up exactly where the CMF Buds Pro 2 stand. In the Pro column, you are absolutely getting genuinely unbeatable dual-driver sound quality for $49. You get that deeply customizable Nothing X app, and of course, that incredibly unique fidget-friendly smart dial. But in the con column, you kind of have to accept that the transparency mode is going to sound a bit hollow and robotic, the fit might not be totally perfect for every single ear shape, and yeah, you are rolling the dice just a little bit on long-term hardware reliability.
Which brings us to our final thought. Does a $49 price tag make you completely willing to forgive a slightly wonky transparency mode and the occasional software hiccup? Or is absolute audio perfection and bulletproof reliability actually worth paying $300 for? The CMF Buds Pro 2 really proved that the gap between budget and premium is shrinking faster than ever before. Ultimately, the right answer depends entirely on your wallet and your ears. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.